Hi guys, and welcome to Multiplying Radicals Days. Yay! Alright, so we have 3 steps that we need to do in order to successfully multiply radicals. The very first one is that we are going to multiply coefficients. Remember, coefficient means number in front of radical or variable. Then we are going to multiply the radicals using the product rule. So, sorry for the bell. Square root A times square root B is going to give us square root A times B. Alright? And then your favorite, we're going to have to simplify the resulting radical. Okay? So, let's get started. For our very first problem, we have the square root of 8 times negative 3 square root 2. First thing we have to do is multiply the coefficients. So, remember, there's a secret 1 in front of our radicals. So this is going to be 1 times negative 3, which will give us negative 3. And then we're going to multiply our radicals. So 8 times 2 will give us 16. Excellent. Now we have to simplify. So give me the factors of 16. I'm going to say 8 and 2. Factors of 8, 4 and 2. Factors of 4, 2 and 2. So then we are going to circle all of our pairs. I have a pair here and a pair here. So because I have 2 pairs, I'm going to put 2 2's on the outside. So I have negative 3 from the beginning times 2 from one of my pairs and times 2 from my other pair. Now, don't forget that to help you out, cross out the numbers that we factored. Alright? And because I have nothing left over, that means that was a perfect square. And so we're just going to multiply negative 3 times 4, which will give us negative 12. And that's our answer. Alrighty. Now, let's try the next one. For number 2, we have square root 3 times negative 2. Go ahead and put this negative out front. Got a negative 1. And then your square root, just go ahead and multiply these numbers. 3 times 2 will give us 6. Okay? Now, simplify. Factors of 6 are 2 and 3. But that's all that we have. So our answer is just going to be negative square root 6. Because remember, whatever we have left over, we multiply inside the box. Alrighty? Okay, I'm about to move on. Alright, for number 3, we have 5 square root 10 times negative 7 square root 12. So first thing we have to do, multiply our coefficients. Multiply the 5 times the negative 7 to give us negative 35. Square root 10 times 12, remember times, is going to give us 120. So then we have to find our factors of 120. Well, part of the glory of multiplying radicals is that we're already given our factors, 10 and 12. Alright, so then factors of 10 are 5 and 2. Factors of 12 are 2 and 6. 5 doesn't have any more factors, 2 doesn't have any more factors, 2 doesn't have any more factors, but 6 does. 3 and 2. Alright, so now we got to circle our pairs. So I have a pair of 2's. I don't have another 2, I don't have another 3, I don't have another 5. So cross out the numbers that you factored. And we have negative 35 times our pair of 2. And then square root 5 times 3 times 2. So 3 times 2 will give us 6. And then 5 times 6 will give us 30. because I don't actually want to multiply all that out. There you go. Alrighty. And then negative 35 times 2 will give us negative 70 square root 30. And that's how you do that one. Alright. So I want you guys to try number 4. So the very first thing I want you to do is to tell me what you multiply, or what your answer is just when you multiply coefficients. Alright, so when you multiply coefficients, it's negative 4 times 2, which gives you negative 8. And now, I want you to multiply your square root. Okay? So you should get 14 times 8, which will give you 112. Alrighty, now we need to simplify. So we're going to find our factors of 112, which thankfully they have already given us, 14 and 8. And I get these factors because we multiplied 14 and 8 to get that. So factors of 14 are 2 and 7. Factors of 8, 2 and 4. Factors of 4, 2 and 2. Now we're going to circle all of our pairs. Cross out what we did not use, meaning what we did not factor. Okay. Rewrite the original number that we started with. And then we had 2 pairs of 2, so times 2 times 2. And then square root, whatever we are left over with, box that 7. So negative 8 times 2 will give us negative 16 times 2, which will give us negative 36. Yeah? Hold on. No, 32. I'm sorry. That is definitely 32. And you can't even see what I'm doing. I apologize, people. There we go. So, the negative 8, and then 1 pair of 2's, 2 pairs of 2, square root 7, and then negative 32 square root 7. There we go. Whew, that was rough. Alrighty. Now, let's throw in some variables. You remember taking square root of variables? Super fun. Alrighty. So start with your coefficient. We have 4 times 1, which is just going to give us 4. And then square root, 6 times 6 will give us 36. And then n squared times n is going to give us n cubed. Alrighty. So then, square root 36, we were already given, is 6 times 6. For those of you who know what to do, go ahead and do it. The rest of us, 2, 3, 2, 3. Cross out because we used all of that. Alright, so we have pairs of 2's, pairs of 3's. So, just starting with the number. So we have 4 times 2 times 3. Because we have a pair of 2's and a pair of 3's. And now we have to do the same thing with our n. Okay, so I have 3 n's, so I make 3 dash marks for n times n times n. And we have a pair of n's. So we get to put 1 n on the outside, and we have 1 n left over, so 1 n on the inside. 4 times 2 is 8, times 3 is 24, n square root n. Alright. I'm going to try number 6 with you guys, but then I want you guys to do 7, 8, 9, and 10. Actually, I'll do 9 with you guys. Alright? And then you guys will do 10. Okie dokie. So, I'm doing 6, and then you guys are doing 7, 8, and 9. No, sorry, 7, 8, and 10. Okie dokie. So for number 6, start by multiplying your coefficients. So -5 times 3 will give you -15. And then 20 times 15 will give you 300. And then x times x, x squared. So we have 300. So we can do 3 and 100. And then for 100 we can do 10 and 10. And we can stop at 10, 10 because we have a pair. Alright, so we have -15 times 10. And then do the same thing with your x's. We have a pair of x's, so x, and then square root of whatever is left over. Well, we used the 100, we used the 300, we did not use the 3. So now, just got to simplify a little bit more. Oops. -15 times 10 will give us -150x square root 3. And that's your answer. Oops, sorry, forgot to box the previous one. Alright, you try 7 and 8, and when you're ready, I'll go on to 9 with you. Alrighty, so for number 9, we have something that says watch out for the order of operations, because we have multiplication and we have subtraction. See that right here? Multiplication, subtraction. So we have to multiply first. And then we are going to subtract. Alright. So then, start by multiplying your coefficients. 10 times 3. And actually, it might help for us to put parentheses around it. So 10 times 3 will give us 30. And then square root of 2 times 10 will give us 20. And then we got to make our factors. 2 and 10, and then 2 and 5, and circle your pairs. So right now we have, whoops, right now we have 30 times 2, and then square root, because our pairs of 2's, that's why it went out there. And then we use the 10, we use the 20, so inside is going to be the 5. And then minus 6 square root 5. Okay, well, 30 times 2 will give us 60, square root 5 minus 6 square root 5. And remember our rules for adding or subtracting square roots. Our radicals have to be the same. And since they are, it's just 60 minus 6, which will give us 54 square root 5. And that's our answer. So now I want you guys to try 10. All right? Good luck.